How you doing, everybody? Chad Gunn here, and a bunch of information was given to us late last night about the future of PSO2. And I want to take today to take a look at it, analyze what they're telling us, and we're gonna discuss our thoughts on it. Or I'm gonna discuss my thoughts on it, and you can tell me in the comments below what you think. So, we're just gonna dive right into it. First thing, login bonuses are changing. Login bonuses in PSO2 will stop at the launch of NGS, and NGS will then pick up with its own. And you can receive a couple of specific things: Salon passes, Star Gems, and the N color change pass, which is just a color change pass, but N because NGS means everything's new. And then we've got some platform-specific login bonuses for the first time you play on a specific platform, and they look to be the same kind of stuff we've seen already in PSO2, but modified, like Flow and Sword is a sword-specific camo. You've got, well, all of these were like weapon-specific ones, but adapted to the way New Genesis uses weapon camos, which is that you can have a different one for each kind of weapon. So next, items available from ARX missions. When NGS launches, the rewards for completion of ARX missions will change, and the amounts of the following items will be increased: Try Boosts, Enhanced Success Rates, Fixed Rates, and Lambda Grinders. Now, I don't know if that's referring specifically to ARX missions within PSO2, or if this is saying NGS will have its own with these things. I don't know, but that's that. Items from special presents in PSO2, the things you get from your leveling, your recommended quests, will now give you Tokyo, Silver, or Gold keys and Rappy keys. Magatsu keys will no longer show up. I'm fairly certain this is because Magatsu keys give Star Gems. Now, we know already that the purchasing of Star Gems is going to be removed. This at first struck me as them trying to move things to more the way the Japanese server plays. By that I mean, on the Japanese servers, you can't spend real money to buy Star Gems. You can use ARX Cash to buy Star Gems, but buying them outright like we can now, you can't do in JP. Combining with this here, this says to me that they're trying to get rid of ways to get Star Gems in PSO2, considering we can carry them over to NGS. I think they're trying to pull that out of the base game and into NGS specifically. There are a lot of ways to farm it in PSO2, so I think the idea is not to have an easy way to get it in the base game just to carry it over after the game initially starts. End of Fresh Finds Shop, Introduction of Treasure Shop. Fresh Finds being closed in place of the Treasure Shop is fine. For those of you who didn't play on JP, they never got Fresh Finds. They had the Treasure Shop, which sold a lot of the same things, except there wasn't fashion, usually. There were like bonus keys you could buy, quest triggers, some housing items, stuff like that. And that NPC is at the same counter as the title counter lady. So, let's see. What else we got? Upon the launch of PSO2 NGS, the following changes will be applied to PSO2 Day. EXP earned and Rare Dropper each go up by an additional 100%. A lot of this stuff, let's see. Item enhancement aids. Oh, okay, so the big ones to keep in mind is we'll no longer get Tokyo Gold keys on PSO2 Day. The extra login stamp is gone, because login bonuses are gone in general in base PSO2, and Premium User Appreciation Day will be gone. There will be no PSO22 Day. You will still get your Star Gem tickets in NGS, and there will be events on PSO2 Day and NGS. So PSO2 Day in base is losing a day each month, and instead of giving you a gold key, they're giving you some other stuff like extra XP and stuff. This feels like a nerf to PSO2 Day, but I fears they're going to be doing something different for it in NGS, and that's fine. Until we know what that is, go with it. Event lobbies and limited time enemies. So this was a big thing. Every single month, we're going to have a different Rappy and a different kind of lobby, except in May. June even has 2 different ones because they got to work the Sonic stuff in somehow. So this is how they're going to keep events going, is we're just going to have seasonal stuff all the time. That's probably running on a schedule. These are probably the only events we're going to get in PSO2 going forward. Urgent quests. This was a big thing, and I want to talk about what this means to me at the end, but I'll save this. Upon the launch of NGS, there will be no more scheduled urgent quests in PSO2. Urgent quests will then only occur spontaneously. They will not be scheduled going forward. They will only happen at random chance. We have this already. They can appear off schedule. Everything can. Except Twisted with Hatred, which they say is only available on a schedule, which will then be changed to occur spontaneously. Okay. I didn't know it couldn't happen randomly anyways, but I guess given its nature, I suppose it makes sense. There will not be advance notice provided for PSO2 and GS urgent quests outside of special occasions such as events. I'm not sure what this means. I think it's implying that NGS itself will not have urgent quests appear on schedule, except for special events. Which seems kind of weird. Just have them happen randomly. I'm not really sure if that's what it means. I could be wrong. I know they were on a schedule during the beta. And what this could be referring to is every time that they had an urgent quest coming during the beta, at first, they would announce it on Twitter and Facebook like half an hour beforehand. Now, granted, this is because they wanted everybody on in those times to stress test the servers, but this could also be that they're just not going to do social media announcements for urgent quests anymore. Or they could indeed not go off a schedule to begin with. There was a schedule posted for them for the beta after the first and second days, also known as after on the third day. But I don't know if they're implying that there's not going to be a schedule at all going forward, or if there just isn't going to be a special one like we had for the beta. We'll see. Only time can tell us that. And Sega. Features for returning players. Basic survey, receipt of... Okay, so the returning player stuff is going to be gone. I was never inactive long enough to qualify as a returning player, so... I didn't even know this was a thing, but it's not anymore. The friend referral system will no longer be available. I didn't realize a lot of people still used that. It's been a while since any of my friends who used me as a referral actually played, so... I did see something about that in NGS, although I think they gave me an ID, not for a friend referral, but for friend requests? I don't know. I'm confusing what happened in the beta with what's going to happen at launch, and there's no way to... I shouldn't keep combining the two. Anyways, gender settings. This is already available in base NG or in NGS. We saw this. Your gender is your motion-based type, with type 1 and type 2 corresponding to male and female. This is important because we talked before about characters in NGS being non-binary. It's more like... How would I explain it? What I saw when I was playing the beta is that if you were to put on an outfit assigned to type 1 or male characters, but you're a type 2 character, your character would switch. Essentially, your character switches genders or even races if you put cast parts on to match the outfits. So if you're wearing an outfit that's male only, but you made a female character, your character will switch to a identical looking male body type in order to wear the outfit. So it looks like you can't have something like a male character walking around in a female character's dress. It'll just switch your character to female, and it switches you to a cast if you put cast parts on. I think that's how that works. I personally didn't get to put on cast parts, or I didn't get around to putting on cast parts in the beta, but I assume it goes the same way. They're adding this to PSO2 so that it'll be consistent with NGS. because you could jump between the games. This is probably so you couldn't like confuse the engine if you switch from PSO2 to NGS as a male character, for instance, like I'm going to do. Put on a female outfit and go back and confuse the game. It's probably another one of those things. They've just updated the engine, so you don't get confused doing fashion in one or the other. That's fine. So those are all the major things they've discussed. Now I want to talk about what I think this means for NGS and PSO2. Particularly for PSO2, I feel like this essentially has put the game on life support. My reason for saying that is because it feels like they're taking everything we have, or a lot of the things we have from PSO2 currently, and moving them to NGS. I'm pretty sure by the time NGS launches, we will have very, very few ways to get Star Gems, for instance. That's fine. They want to encourage people to buy them on NGS. They want to move a lot of the microtransaction stuff to NGS, and that's the game they're trying to push right now. Nothing wrong with that. The change in the way urgent quests go, and the change in the way the lobbies go, tells me that they're not planning on doing a lot of events or real updates to PSO2. I feel like they're going to focus solely on NGS, and everything else is there mostly for archival purposes. We get to bring our characters over, but a lot of stuff from NGS can't be brought into PSO2. So I think, even though the games are connected in the way that we've seen so far, I think the real goal is that connectivity is to get people to migrate to New Genesis. Not for people who try New Genesis... Sorry. Not for people who try New Genesis to go the other way and try PSO2 out. I don't think we're going to see any real updates to it. I think it's going to be put on, as I think I said it already, it's going to be put on life support. It's there for nostalgia, or for people who try NGS and want to understand what the game built off of. But I don't think we can expect anything new to come to PSO2 anymore, and I don't expect the player base is going to stay there. This reminds me of going from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. Destiny 1 is still live, but you'll never find enough people to do anything on it anymore. I think you'll probably find 4 or 5 people on it at any given time. And honestly, I think it's the connectivity between the two games that's going to do that. Sure, it's going to make a lot of people encouraged to play PSO2 until NGS comes out, but at the same time, I also look at games like EverQuest 1 and 2, which both have active and healthy player bases, and both receive content, and you cannot bring one character, or you cannot bring a character from one to the other. So, when I see that and see how that's doing, even the difference between Guild Wars 1 and 2, you couldn't bring characters over, even though the old game doesn't get updates anymore, there's still a ton of people who play it. But then you look at Destiny, connected. Nobody plays the original. You look at NGS, I feel like it's going to go the same way. That connectivity is only to get people to move to the new game. And then they'll start cutting off services on base PSO2. Now, I don't want you to get confused. I'm not complaining here. I don't think this is a bad thing. I've said for a while now that I believe after NGS has been out for a while, it's a matter of time, maybe a year, before base PSO2 shuts down. Everything we have will be carried over. They're trying to carry everybody over. The player base is going to go to the new game. And no, there's not going to be enough people playing PSO2 to justify keeping those servers up. And that's fine. It's a 9-year-old MMO. Although we have MMOs that have lasted a lot longer than that, you know, these games only have a certain lifespan before they feel a bit dated. So this all makes me believe even more so that I was right, and that this is all going to, that PSO2 is going to go away eventually, and NGS is going to be the one we have. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is how it goes. PSO2 is a live service game. A new and better service is available. The old one is going to get discontinued. Now, they haven't said anywhere that they're going to shut the game down. I don't want you to think that this is me saying, oh, they're going to they're gonna be they've decided to cancel PSO2. No, I think it's gonna die, and they're gonna decide to let it go and focus on NGS. But I'm starting to ramble, so I'm gonna let this go. Thank you for watching. I'd love to hear your opinion on this and what this means for the series, and maybe you disagree with me. Let me know why you do, and be sure to subscribe so you can see more PSO2 and NGS content from me. Thanks again, and I'll see you later.